Top shots, don't you hate that? If so, stick around for this video. I'm going to show you exactly why they occur and how you can fix it. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that subscribe button and the bell button. That'll keep you up to date all the free content that we're going to be adding to the channel. And if you are struggling with inconsistency, in addition to this video, I highly encourage you to check out our free course. It's Consistency Secrets, and I posted that link below. With that said, let's jump right in. So, one of the big things that we have to understand when it comes to fixing a top shot with a fairway wood is we got to understand the reason behind it before we can really go about fixing it. And I think one of the best places to start, and I love Adam Bazalget's on video explanation on this, and one of the things that he talked about, and I highly agree with him, is the angle of attack, okay? And one of the things that you have to understand when you compare a driver versus a wedge, right, is the angle of attack of the club, and you can see this whenever you go on a launch monitor, okay, is that the angle of attack, which is the angle of the club coming down into the ball, okay, is going to be much steeper with the angle versus a driver because the ball is teed up, right? So when the ball is teed up, your angle of attack is going to be a lot shallower, okay? And one of the big things that a lot of people struggle with when it comes to fairway wood is finding that happy medium, okay? So as the club from the wedge goes up and lower in loft from wedge, pitch and wedge, 9 iron, 8, 7, 6, okay? This angle of attack is going to start gradually getting a lot less coming into the impact zone, okay? Whereas a driver, when it's teed up, we're actually almost hitting down 1 degree, and in some cases hitting up 2 or 3 degrees, okay? Now, when it comes to hitting with a fairway wood, one of the things we have to understand is that we're going to actually need to still try to hit down a little bit, okay? If we try to hit up on the ball, we're going to actually catch the upper part of the equator. So one of the things I like to explain or compare to is if you look at a ball's equator, and I have these little range balls here, and if we have a line right in the center of the ball, represent the equator of the ball itself, if we try to hit up, okay, we're going to actually make contact with the lower part of the face angle, okay, and then there's going to be our top shot, right? So now let's move into what is one of the big reasons why this happens. Okay, so here is the big reason for why a top shot occurs with a fairway wood. And sometimes you'll see the same root issue for a fat shot. The number one reason why a top shot occurs is due to this reason right here. When you look at setting up here, what we're looking for is a relationship of this left arm and club. And I talk about this in my course, Consistency Secrets, and this is such a huge piece, is the understanding of the left arm and club, which is what we refer to as your swing radius. So would we not agree that as I swing this club head around my body, okay, it's tracing an arc, okay, on a tilted plane, okay? So in every circle, we have a radius inside the circle, and that radius for the golf swing is going to be the relationship of the left arm and club fully in line, okay, at the bottom, or what we would call low point, all right? Now, why is that important to know? Well, whenever you're using an iron or wedge, and this is why we talked about the steepness of the angle of attack, the low point for a wedge or even a mid-iron is going to be typically after impact. So at the moment of impact, let me grab the wedge real quick. At the moment of impact, we're going to see weight forward, okay, hands are slightly pressed forward a little bit, and then the club is not in line yet with my left arm. It doesn't happen until after impact that this left arm and club get in line at the bottom of the divot, which will be referred to as low point. Now, why is this important to know for the wood? Well, one of the big things that I see with a lot of players is that when we compare it to the driver, okay, we're hitting up a little bit and the ball is teed up, okay? So we can't necessarily swing this exact same way, because if we tried to, we would then hit it on top, which is why you do not want to get the left arm and club fully in line at the moment of contact, okay? What we want to do is just a little bit of a slightly forward press, that we have just a little bit of an angle of attack coming into the impact zone, which would then safeguard us from hitting a top shot. The reason a top shot occurs is because we're letting that left arm and club get in line a little bit too soon, and that's what's creating the top part of the club. Or another way to think about it is that the club is starting to pass the hands too soon. Okay, so that's what creates a top shot of the fairway wood. So now let's start moving into hitting some shots to show you how you can safeguard against it. So one of the best drills I have found to help safeguard against hitting top shots is to take an alignment stick and then attach it halfway down your shaft. Okay, and once you have done that, you want to make sure that it's actually out here on your side. Okay, you're then going to take your grip and then you're going to set up just like this. Now, why is this important for our fairway wood? The reason why, whenever you take a few half swings, the purpose of this drill is to hit a few half swings and not let the stick hit your side. And I'm going to give you a fair warning here that this is a very tough drill. Okay, but the beauty is, as soon as you master this and you can aim for 7 out of 10 shots where you're hitting the ball solid, okay, then as soon as you take it away, you should see some major improvement and then your normal swing. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to first take a few practice swings. The objective is do not let it hit your side as much as you can. All right, and one of the things that it's going to allow you to do is two things. Number one, it's going to make sure the weight's getting to your lead side, which is a very big piece that you need in order for you to get the hands slightly pressed forward. Okay, and then number two, it's going to keep the hips and your pivot to move. Okay, one of the big things I see with a lot of players is that whenever the hips and the pivot stalls, then that's when the tendency of the arms and hands to come flying past. Think of it as like this left shoulder, okay, being, think of it like you got a boat and then you got a tube, right? If you think about it like this, whenever that boat is pulling an inner tube behind it, okay, and it's going like this and it's swinging out wide like this, and then it's if it's going to be mean, okay, the person that's driving it, if they really want to get that thing to come flying around, they'll turn really quick in this direction that the tube was moving, and then what's going to happen? It's going to slingshot around. All right, that's what happens whenever this left shoulder and the pivot stalls. So if I swing and I stall my pivot, then the arms and hands have no choice but to start speeding up and come flying around the curve, and that's what leads to this breakdown of the wrist. Okay, which is not allowing you to have a flat left wrist at the moment of impact. All right, but as soon as you can activate the pivot and keep it moving, which is what this drill is designed to do, now you're able to do that no problem. So what I would recommend doing is first start out hitting a few half swings. So let's go ahead and demonstrate one. You'll set it up on the left side, make sure ball position just inside left heel, maybe about half back from a driver. You're going to let the alignment stick rest right on your side, and then a half swing. And then what you're going to do is do that to where you can at least get 7 out of 10, just like that right there. Okay. Now, you may see the stick hit your side, but the location of the hit's important. All right. As long as it's not hitting way down here on the bottom part of your side, you're okay. If you're catching that it's actually hitting up here on the upper part of your rib cage, that means you're still moving in the right direction. Your hips and pivot are starting to fire, and that's what we're looking for. Okay. Then after you get a few of those, and the other thing I like about that drill is that it also helps with swing plane. One of the big reasons a lot of people struggle with the 3-wood is that they're throwing this out. And I have a great course on how to fix a slice, so if that's something that you struggle with, again, I'll post that link below, and I have an entire free course on how to fix a slice. But once you get to where you do that enough times, and you've gotten 7 out of 10, then it's time to check. So setup is going to be slightly 50-50, just like if you were hitting a driver. Ball position is going to be about half back, and then swing. And that's how you'd hit a fairway wood. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe below and hit that bell button. That'll keep you up to date on all the free content that we're adding to the channel. And if you would like to drop 4 shots in the next 1 week, make sure you check out the link I posted below this video. This is the #1 course that is now helping every golfer that has completed the course drop an average of 6.8 shots off their game in 1 week's time. So if that's of interest to you, check out that link below. That'll take you to the course. And other than that, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below.